Hi everyone, welcome back to our Saturday yoga. I know that you won't be able to hear on the screen, but I have assembled a lovely 90s hits playlist. So if you do tune into the 90s playlist that was sent in our email, it's just a good time, just like good vibes music, just a lot of upbeat groove. And I thought that'd be just a nice way to enter into our Saturday practice. You know, nothing too deep, nothing too emotional, just like riding a rhythm and seeing how it takes us, letting kind of beats and lyrics kind of just take us away wherever that is. And all of these songs are uplifting and good mood food. So so I might see me like getting optimistic even if you can't hear it, but I encourage you to tune in to the playlist if you can. If you're just watching the YouTube video, just like go on to any YouTube or Spotify, type in like 90s, and you'll more or less be on the right track. So yeah, today we're going to move through our vinyasa flow for Saturday's class. This is a more energized flow. I will be offering variations that will increase intensity, as well as variations to lower the intensity on certain poses. And let's get started. Let's get flowing and let's get grooving. All right, so starting with groove is in the heart, which is a good one. All right. So while get set up here, let's just find ourselves in a comfortable seat, volume a little lower, just letting the music kind of sift into the background, and just find yourself into a seated position that's comfortable. Gently place your hands over your knees, and we're going to inhale to expand through our shoulders in a cow pose, a seated cow pose. Eyes closed, deep breath in. And then exhale, just curl from that lower belly, round the spine, let the head drop, cat pose. Find your rhythm with your breath. Inhale to press your heart through. Chest lifts, gaze lifts, even if your eyes are closed. And then exhale, round through, press it away. Create this nice spaciousness in the front body. Let's do two more in your own rhythm. Inhale, press forward. Exhale, push away. Inhale to come forward. Shoulder blades together. And exhale, press it back. Contracting from that lower belly. And come on up. Excellent. And here we're just going to take a couple little circles. Rotating at the hips, just warming up. Your hands can fall by your sides. Eyes can come back to close if you just want to feel into this little spiral. We're going to reverse it. We're just waking things up. In our warm-up, you're not trying to look a certain way. You're not trying to achieve a certain thing, except bringing awareness to the body, bringing breath into the body, and bringing some blood flow in. We're basically telling our bodies, start waking up, start becoming aware of yourself. We're about to really find our limits, go to our edge, and then find yourself back into center. Let's just do a couple shoulder rolls up and back. Eyes can again close once you get the hang of it. Just feeling into the internal experience, noticing what your body is doing rather than what your eyes are taking in. And begin to reverse the shoulder rolls, slowing it down, and just waking things up. Beautiful. Okay, we can flicker open our eyes. We're just going to do a gentle shoulder release. So you're going to reach your right arm out, and then exhale, bring it across your body, taking your left arm, and you're just going to bend at the elbow, right at that forearm, keeping the right arm relatively straight, and just pressing that arm towards the back wall. Once you're here, you can begin to relax the neck, bring a little bit of twist in by looking very gently right and left. Energize out through the fingertips. Everything moves with intention and purpose. As Martha Graham says, with a quickening. Good. And let your head come back to center. Release your arms. You can do a little swing just to notice how one might feel different from the other. If you have shoulder pain of any sort, take it easy. Maybe you want to just start further away from your body, or just really take any recommendation that a doctor has given you, or skip it altogether. If you feel good in your left shoulder, straighten that arm strong out to the side. Exhale to kind of crease up the shoulder, bringing that wrist towards your front body. Right arm comes forward toward, over the forearm, and you gently pull back. Good. You can energize out to the fingertips. Maybe bring a little shake of the head, a slow shake. Shake makes me think of fast, but when you shake your head no, that could be a slow, like, I don't think so, shake of the head. Good, eyes can close. You might be feeling sensation in the left shoulder blade, that back area. Maybe it's creeping up into your trapezius, kind of connecting with your neck. Just be aware and notice any sudden changes in sensation that move towards uncomfortable or pain. And then just lessen up on the pressure if you notice that. Shoulders are one of those things that's really tricky to rehabilitate once you kind of hurt them, and you just need to have that patience. And patience is like an art form, trust me, I understand. So if you haven't already released that arm, release it and just do a couple little, like, 90s groove and shoulder. Do. So you energize it up, let it drop down. Energize up, plop it down. Do. Good. And in doing this, again, you're bringing some blood awareness into that area. You're also encouraging the shoulder blades to kind of fall and nestle into their pockets, to just, that's where you go. That's where you go. Good. Wonderful. All right, maybe bring your hands in front of you, rub them fast to generate a little heat. Deep breath. Send those hands to your chest, sending that warm energy to your heart. Let it enter your body through the heart space and, metaphorically enter your bloodstream and nourish all of the parts of you. Down your body, up your crown of your head, maybe out and into the world. Just practicing releasing positive energy. Originating that positive energy within us and sending it out. Excellent. So let's move on to our hands and knees tabletop position. And if you want, here, this is yogi's choice. We did a couple seated cat-cows. If you want to just increase the motions that we created on the ground, you can move through some cat and cows here. And I encourage you to link it with your breath. If you're breathing fairly quickly, maybe you're moving fairly quickly. If you want to slow down the breath and get to know the positions more intimately, really feel through every little piece that creates the motion, I love it. If you want to kind of do a little tail wag, get the obliques going, oh yeah. You can do that. And for me, I'm going to just stretch one foot out behind me and just pressing my heel towards the back wall in this gentle pulsing motion, just to start waking up the back right leg. I feel it in my calf. I'm a little sore today, a little cranky today. So just kind of waking up the cranky parts of my body. It does do wonders for my mood, and I'm sure my family's like, why don't you stretch before you wake up, or before you get up and join us? Wake up on the wrong side of the bed, stretch it out, and then have breakfast with us. Nope. Good, and I'm gonna then stretch out my other leg in a similar fashion. And again, here you can be making figure eights with your hips. Just start finding what works for you. This is like a little yoga warm-up, playtime. Excellent. And then we're gonna come to a tabletop. Let's just tuck those toes under. Even that pinky toe, you might even wanna reach around and scoop that toe under. And we're gonna send our hips back to give ourselves a nice toe stretch. And wherever you are is perfect. Trying to send that heart a little bit forward. If you can walk up to a seated position, go for it. And if you're here, you can make little fists and just press into the hip creases. Give yourself a little massage. Maybe you want to walk it down the thigh a little bit. Just pressing with that the palm of your hand. Good. All the while stretching out the toes. And when you're ready, you can untuck those toes, give them a little wiggle. Wonderful. We're going to move into our downward dog. So we're going to tuck our toes, take a deep breath in. Good. Exhale. So if someone took a little pinchers to your tailbone and is lifting you to hang you on the clothesline, lift those hips high in the air. And once you get there, walk one foot out and then the other. You might be feeling it in your toes because we just stretched them out. Good. Maybe you want to slightly turn your big toes to face each other, just a slight turn in, and see how that stretches the outside edge of your calves. Let that head be heavy. And then find yourself into your downward dog. Your first one of our practice today. Good. We're going to inhale deeply through our nose. Exhale, sigh it out. Really just let it go. One more time. Deep breath in. And sigh it out. Goodness. Inhale to gaze forward between your hands. We're going to step one foot in, then the other, like a big bear walk. And we're going to hang, forward fold, hips width, feet hips width distance apart. An option to reach opposite elbows with your hands and just kind of cradle your head in that space. Maybe you bring a gentle bend in your knees and you start rocking back and forth, just gently. Good. Letting our spine be long, letting our legs be strong. Good. And then relaxing your fingertips down towards the floor or onto the floor. If you have blocks, you can always hold your blocks here and then rest your head, and that would relieve any strain or some of the strain in the back legs if that's what you're experiencing. We're going to bend our knees and roll up one vertebrae at a time, sending those shoulders back in space. And we're going to pause at the top of the mat, opening the palms to facilitate opening the shoulders, opening that heart up, gripping through the floor with four corners of the feet. Chin is alert, spine is uplifted, eyes are closed. Deep breath in to nourish the strong position. And then let it go. You're not even trying to guide that breath anywhere. You're just deeply inhaling and then letting it go. Letting it just release. Letting it go where it wants. Again, deep breath in. Release. Excellent. So now we're going to move through three just flows into our forward fold, halfway lift, forward fold, plank position, chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog. And we're going to move through that 3 times. You can watch me. I will be talking through my speed, but I encourage you to find your own speed. If you want to go faster than me, if you really want to go slower than me, go for it. And we'll meet up top after 3 flows. So to get us started, we're going to come to the top of our mat, shoulders back, energized, uplifting energy. Deep breath in, reach those arms out and up. Palms come together. Exhale to slice the air in front of you. Forward fold. Inhale, hands come to shins or thighs, halfway lift, feeling that length through your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to bend the knees and plant the palms, step one foot back and then the other. High plank or knees drop for low plank. Inhale to shift forward. Exhale, lowering down slowly, untucking the feet, and moving into either cobra or upward dog. And on your next exhale, sending those hips back up, untucking those toes, downward facing dog. Excellent. Deep inhale here. Release. Gaze forward, begin to walk forward. Almost done with number 1, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend those knees, send energy up with your hands as you come to standing, palms come together. Exhale, hands come to heart. Number 1 complete. So now we're going to move through that 2 more times. I'm going to talk less, and you can peek at me if you're just not sure what comes next, or you just kind of want to make sure you're on the right track, however you want. And we're going to move through this. Just sink into the music, sink into your breath. I'm going to actually turn the music up. And just think length. Can I add length? Can I stretch further in both directions while staying safe? All right, number 2. I'm right here with you. Rachel. I've been moving into my 3rd one now. Find your own rhythm, syncing each breath with each motion. If you're not sure, that's okay. You know, you're just trying. If you're not sure if that's the inhale, if that's the exhale, it's okay. Find something. Just find some breath connection, and you're there. You might see the dog come in, my actual dog, not the downward dog. He's been doing some stuff in the background here. And I will wait just a moment. If you're going a little slower than me, meeting in our prayer position, mountain pose. My music just started with everybody dance now, and it's hard to maintain this mountain. Excellent. Let's all meet together in this mountain pose. Take a deep breath in. And then slow, controlled exhale. Slow it down. Again, deep inhale in. Slow, controlled exhale. Letting the shoulders melt down, eyelids can close. And then we're gonna drop our hands, open our eyes. Good. And just consider, what do you notice? Maybe a little more heat. Maybe with each sequence, you felt a little more release. Maybe not. Maybe you're feeling into parts of your body that are a little cranky this morning as well. Excellent. All right, so we're gonna come to the top of our mat. Hips, feet, hips width distance apart. Deep breath in, reach your arms up, up, up. Exhale, open those palms, send that heart forward like you're bowing. Fingers come down towards the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, planting your palms with bent knees, stepping one foot back and then the other, really gripping through the floor, knuckles flat against the ground. Good, and from our plank, we're gonna hold, release, hold, release. When I say release, I mean release the air. Excellent. And then from here, using your core strength like someone's poking you from the belly button, lifting your hips high into downward facing dog. Excellent. We're gonna ground through that left foot while we lift our right foot up to the sky. We're gonna bend our right knee and send our right knee towards our right elbow and suspend, really pushing up with your hands into the floor like you're doing that cat pose. Inhale, right leg back. Exhale, right knee to left elbow. Hold. Inhale, send it back. Exhale, again, doming through that spine, right knee to nose or forehead. And I'll count to 3, and you're gonna try to step that foot right between your hands. 1, 2, 3. Ooh. Excellent. High lunge or low lunge by tucking your knee, dropping your knee. You can put a blanket underneath that knee so you don't feel as much pain if you are feeling that the floor is very hard under that knee. Excellent. Wherever you are, high lunge or low lunge, you're gonna walk up nice and tall in your body, sending those shoulder blades back. Excellent. We're gonna send our arms up, palms come together above our heads, nice and tall, maybe a slight back bend. If your right leg is in front, you're gonna twist at the belly button to the left side of the room, hooking your right elbow in front of that right knee. And a slight twist. If you want, you can open your hands. If you're in a high lunge, you can do the same thing. And if you have a block, you can put it right in front of your foot and to hold on to it, that right hand. Good. Deep breath in to open even more brightly to the sky. And exhale, palms come together. Unhook that elbow, untwist. Excellent. We're going to inhale, opening the arms, slight back bend just in the upper back shoulder blades. And then exhale, bring your arms forward, elbows come to touching, slight energy forward. Inhale, open up and back. Exhale, elbows come to touching, palms can come to touching. One more, just like that. Peel your elbows open, open these wings. Exhale in a more reverent, collected, closed position. And then we're gonna inhale, come to just an upright position. Your knee can drop at any time if you're in that high lunge. Hands come to hips. Excellent. We're gonna swing our arms up and over, plant them on either side of your right foot, lifting your back knee if it's not already, sending the right foot back to meet the left, letting that kind of pelvis area drop while the belly button lifts, kind of playing with that contradiction to really activate the core in this plank, squeezing the glutes together. Good, now we're gonna do a couple little rainbows. So inhale, lifting your hips high. Exhale, slight shift to the right, let those hips drop low, but don't touch the floor. Inhale up, and switch sides. Whew. Yeah, move slowly in the beginning, really opening up a stretch in the side, and also activating the abdominal muscles here. Let's do one more right and left. Continue to sync with your breath. You are one breathing, moving creature. And then come up into your plank. Shift forward. Exhale to lower down. Whew. Move into either your upward dog or cobra. And then exhale, send it all back. Excellent. Hips width distance apart. If you'd like to separate them a little more, feel free and just play into that. See what that's like. Take a moment in dolphins. We're going to drop our right forearm, then our left forearm down to the ground. Hands flat against the earth. And notice how that activates the bicep area of your arm. Maybe even your shoulder blades. Keep your neck relaxed. And when you're ready, press yourself back up into downward facing dog. Well done. So we're going to ground through the right foot, lifting our left. Other side. Exhale, left knee to left elbow as we shift our heart a little forward. Inhale to send it back. Exhale, right knee, left knee to right elbow. Before it was left to left, now it's left to right. Inhale to send it back. Exhale, knee to nose, creating that dome in the spine. And on 3, 2, 1, we're gonna step that foot in between our hands. Excellent. High lunge or low lunge for any of this. We're going to use our thigh to press our body up tall. Back heel is pressing towards the back wall, not letting the front knee exceed the ankle. Excellent. We're going to inhale, arms come up, maybe a little back bend. Exhale, send them past your heart. We're going to inhale, open your elbows, your hands, your gaze, your heart. Exhale, elbows come to touching, palms come to touching, chin slightly lowers, energy down. Squeezing those hips together if you're in your high lunge. Inhale to open, find your stability. Exhale to gently close. One more, peel it open. Exhale, elbows come together, palms come together. Inhale, hands come to heart. Exhale, if you have your left leg in front, you're gonna pivot towards that right side, hooking your left elbow in front of your left knee. A little twist. Maybe you want to open your arms just to really energize in all directions. Keeping that lunge, that toe tucked under in the back foot. I know the temptation is to open up into a warrior two. And then bring those palms back together. Untwist the upper body. Deep breath here. Exhale to plant those hands on the outside of your left leg. Inhale, sending the left foot back to meet the right. Oh, hello, plank. So we're gonna do a couple little knee dips. So your knee's not gonna support on the ground. Just gonna hover it above. Right knee down, and left knee. Right, and left. Now we're gonna go a little faster. Again, lifting up from that belly button area. Not letting the hips skyrocket though. So hips are kind of grounded level. Belly button is pulling up. It's kind of hard to see. And pick up the pace. Knee, knee, knee for 3. You got this, 2. 1 second left, 1. Come to stillness. Inhale deeply. Shift your heart forward. And then exhale, lower down. Chaturanga. Your knees can always be down before we do that push-up. Untucking the toes, moving through either cobra, upward dog, taking whatever wiggles you do here. And then exhale. Downward facing dog. Very good. Now we are going to open our legs nice and wide, wider than your mat, wider than your shoulders. Take a deep breath in through your nose and sigh it out. Let the sigh come deep within. Like let that sigh take with it tension, stress, frustration, just like it out into the universe. One more deep breath in. And big just sigh up. Excellent. While we're here, we're gonna bend our knees slightly to send those hips in the air. We're gonna grip through the right hand. Left hand is gonna reach over towards the right ankle. Maybe you can reach it and kind of use it to pivot your heart through. Maybe you're just practicing the balance. Find your spot. I just caught my reflection. I just got distracted by how funny I look. Ridiculous might be a good word. Getting that twist if you are able to reach towards that ankle. Inhaling to twist at that lower belly, sending that heart through underneath the right shoulder. And then bringing that left hand back, deep breath here, reset. Exhale, bring the right foot towards the left ankle, and then kind of pivoting underneath that left armpit. Good, inhale to send it back. Walking those feet back to hips width distance. Gaze forward, hop or step. Those feet towards the front of the mat. Straighten up, bend over. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Get your breath back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach those arms out and up to the sky. And exhale, send those hands past your heart. Catch your breath. Take a moment. Recovery is as important as the workout. Gives us a chance to reflect and heal and actually get stronger. And then shake out your wrists. Maybe shake out your shoulders, maybe bend one knee then the other, shake out your hips. Woo! Yeah. Maybe you want to do a little like jazzercise. I don't know. Just bring some movement into your body. Unstructured movement. Just let it flow. I can't see you. This lovely work of art can't see you. Shake it out. Shake it out. Just let everything feel loose. Loose, loose, loose. Next time we're going to move into our Utkatasana, our intense pose, aka our chair. So for this, you have options, always, always options. You can have your feet together. You can have them separate and put a block in between your thighs and squeeze into that block. That'll create a little more muscle activation. That's what you're going for. You know, a little more boot camp for your muscles. Or you can have your feet hips width distance apart, squeezing your glutes and keeping the space without your knees knocking in. If your knees start knocking in, just bring those feet together. I'm going to start with my feet together because I don't even want to run the risk of knocking my knees in and getting off balance. So deep breath in. I'm going to face this way for now. You're going to take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, sit back in a chair that's just a little too high. Arms can reach directly out of the shoulder sockets, or you can bring them up past your ears. Some people like to teach tailbone tucked. I like the natural S-curve in the spine as I sit back. You can find what variation you like. If you want a straighter spine, tailbone tucked, or accentuate the natural curve of the spine. Take a look at your knees. Are they covering your toes? If so, maybe straighten up a little, send those hips further back so that your knees are more or less over your ankles. Good. Take a deep breath here. And when you exhale, sit back a little more. Gazing just in front of you at something on the floor. Deep breath to get strong. Exhale to settle. Excellent. We're going to bring our hands to our hips. Keeping in this Utkatasana, we're going to put our weight into our left foot. To carefully lift our right, trying our best to cross our right foot over our left. Hey, eagle legs. Good. If you want to bring your hands to prayer, or you want to wrap them up into eagle, go for it. Good. Just find your dristi, that spot on the floor that's keeping you focused. Hands pressing into each other. Deep breath here. Carefully untangle your eagle. Sit back into the chair. Reset your arms. Inhale to get strong. Exhale to settle here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, settle. Hands come to hips. Deep breath. Weight in the right foot as we peel the left off. Cross it over the right leg. Hands can be on your hips. They can be out like an airplane. They can be right at your heart. Sending those hips back in space, still in our chair structure. Trying to create length through the back of the neck, not craning it or preening it, whatever they do. Carefully unwrap that left leg. Let's reset your arms last. Seconds, deep breath here. And then exhale to come tall, up and over. Bend your knees and just sweep the floor like you are like a mop. Just let your upper body swing. Alternatively, you can reach for opposite elbows and swing this way. You want to do more of like a Jackson Pollock splatter thing with your fingers, or you want to just be a little more refined and just tuck that chin, relax your head. Great job. Good, and we're just gonna release our arms and roll up one vertebrae at a time. Shake it out. Good work. Excellent. So good, we snuck in a balance when we thought it was going to be a strengthener. So let's just dedicate ourselves to balancing right now. Let's move into my favorite, a nice tree pose. Toes pointing forward, gripping through the floor through the left leg, turning the right foot out at the hip. You can either have your foot here if you're just kind of getting started, just You know, just seeing what it's like to lift off some of your other foot. Maybe bring it towards your ankle, or maybe you bring it just above your knee. Good. And the trick here is to not let the bent foot have all the power and it's actually kicking your hip out of alignment. We want to counter press that hip into our foot so that head is over heart, over pelvis, not over like pelvis over here. Good. And in doing so, we reinforce this midline. Woo. And it might take a second to get our alignment. Then we find stability. Hands come to heart. Eyes, gaze can lower, or you can find that drishti, that spot that you just look at that keeps your focus. I'm looking at my laundry room, like the button you press to turn it on the machine. It's like a third eye staring at me from the universe. Arms can become any sort of branch you like. You can even bring your hands behind your back and make prayer hands behind your back. You can do disco arms. There are so many kinds of trees. Good. Even if you sway a little bit, you're still connected, grounded through your roots. Deep breath. Release. Sometimes just releasing the breath kind of throws us off because we want to control it when we're concentrating. Can we take a breath in and just let it go? Maybe we can turn our right knee slightly more out at the hip. Inhale to bring those hands back up. And just as slowly and controlled that you came in, let's come out. Up. And then lower it. Shake out that supporting leg. It might be cramping. That foot might be a little like, I wasn't expecting that. Give it a little shake. Let it relax. Other side, my arbors, my trees. If you're having a little tip, trouble balancing and you are on like a really thick mat on a carpet, go into a harder surface and you might find that you can really connect more deeply with the floor. I will do so because I tend to have that habit. When it's too cushiony, I'm like, oh, I'm rocking, like in my surface is rocking. All right, so we're gonna ground through that right leg now. Right foot, toes pointing front, left leg turns out at the hip. We're not just like sending the knee out, but we're actually starting that rotation at the hip. Hey, good. And if you notice your hip already trying to shoot out to the right, keep it aligned and see if you can keep it aligned as you bring your foot up to its desired position, its desired height. If it kind of gets knocked out, it's okay. You have muscles to press it back in. You're gonna send that knee further back in space. Hands come to heart, shoulders settle. That's all right. Maybe you can even imagine roots growing from your feet. And if roots growing from your feet is like a little bit of a weird image, just imagine your toes themselves gripping and connecting. And you know how we stretched out our toes in the beginning, just how vital they are to this process right now. Maybe you want to lift your toes up and see if you can transfer the weight to the middle of the foot, the big toe mound, the pinky toe mound, the heel. Ooh. And then web those toes back down and let them enhance the balance. Let's create some branches. Deep breath here. Just as mindfully as you got in, just mindfully get out. So arms can kind of like reverse grow. Like if you're watching one of those like arboretums, they show like the fast forward growth of like a really exotic plant and it's blooming, it's blossoming, and then it kind of goes back into itself and in a state of decay. We're doing the reverse of that. We're blossom and now we're unblossoming. It's a now in reverse. Slow motion. So we're reverse and slow motion. Whatever, shake it out. You know what I mean. Excellent job. Let's just do a nice forward fold in our straddled legs to give a different activation to our hamstrings. I never want to deny our hamstrings the stretch that they need. Good. So we're gonna have our hips, our feet about wrist distance apart if we were to spread our arms out into this five-pointed star. Let's have a moment in five-pointed star. Energize out through the wrists and fingertips like you have light coming from your fingertips. Energy out down the sides of your legs and through your feet, through the ground. And energy up from your heart, past your chin, eyes, and crown of your head. Excellent. And then hands can come to hips. Slight bend in your knees. We're going to inhale to get tall. And then exhale, halfway forward fold, sending those hips backwards as we send our hearts forward. Good. If you have blocks, it's a nice place to set them up right here. You don't have blocks, otherwise I would do that. And then we're going to let our hearts go as far down as they want. If you can reach the floor, great. If you can't, find a pillow, find some blocks. Maybe you even want to just use your ankles. Just be careful of forcing your knees into a locked position with your hands. Good, and from here we're going to just bend right. Woo. Then send our hips back up. On the inhale, exhale, bending that left leg. Inhale, leading with the hips come up. Almost like the hips are pulling the legs straight. And then just play in your own breath like we did with our flows in the beginning. Maybe we get a little deeper. Maybe we don't. Let that head be loose. Do one more each side, moving slowly enough that the big hamstring muscles can take their time. You're not forcing them or jolting them into anything. Wonderful. While we're here, inhale to get a flat spine as much as you can. And then exhale, we're going to pivot at our wrists, reach that left hand again towards that right ankle. Right arm can be up in the sky. Trying to send our heart towards our thigh. It certainly doesn't have to reach our thigh. Good, and then moving past center, inhale. And then exhale, rotating again at that lower belly. The upper body just follows what the lower body is doing. Right hand to left ankle. Maybe your left hand can rise. Otherwise, just keep it on your hip. Keep it where you feel good. Trying to pull your upper body towards your thigh. Again, doesn't have to touch it. That's just the energy compression you're creating. Inhale one more time each side, moving past center. Exhale, left hand to right ankle. Inhale. Exhale, left hand to right ankle. Lovely. Inhale to center. Exhale, bend your knees. And here, even if you're already relaxing your neck, relax it even more. And roll up one vertebra at a time, really gripping through the outer edge of your feet. The pinky side is doing a lot of work here. And roll back those shoulders. Excellent. Now, for fun, you can either just bend your knees and jump, bring your feet together, or you can kind of heel-toe squeegee your feet towards each other. Either way, try to get your feet towards each other. Oh, golly. Let's do some breath. Excuse me, some breath work as I inhale and choke on my saliva. Don't do that part. Good. We're going to go into a couple of lion's breaths. Let's do it with the full goddess pose. Let's do it. So, lion's breath, just so when we get into it, we can get into it. It's a little break for you. Lion's breath, deep inhale, eyes closed. You were just getting ready to like freak out whoever you're doing this at. You are going to deep inhale through your nose and exhale. Stick your tongue out. You want to stretch the back of your tongue. Eyes are going to open, roll back in your head, and you're going to go create this really hot breath. I'll get a little closer. Don't leave me hanging when we actually do it. So you're going to take a deep inhale and go. Like imagine that you are a mask of some fierce and powerful deity or kind of magical creature, which you are, and this is like your like power stance. This is like you like not taking any BS, and you're generating energy, you're generating heat, and you're also sending a signal out to those who can see you, who can feel you, and who can resonate with that energy. So like, I don't know, get into your theater mode. So one more time, that's going to be an inhale, eyes closed, and then exhale. And then we're going to do 5, and we're going to do it in our goddess pose. So if you're imagining yourself as some strong feminine energy, go for it. But like, you know, gender, sexuality, make it your own. Like, you don't have to fit yourself into a shape or a person or a spiritual figure that you don't want to be fit into. So make it your own. It's just called goddess pose. So your legs are going to be a little wider than your hips. You're going to turn out your toes slightly. They're not going to be in this like second position ballet class, just slightly for support. You're going to bring your arms out and up. And then exhale, send those little prayer hands past your heart as we bend those knees. Good. So this is one variation. There's others. Here you can reach your arms up or keep them here. All right, so just get a place you're comfortable. If you want to just get ready, because we're going to do 5 breaths of lion, 5 sequences of lion's breath. Go for it. So get ready, inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands come down. You can stay like this, or reach your arms up and begin your lion's breath. 5. Hope you didn't leave me hanging. Good, and then just let those hands come down. Maybe you can sink further and drop your hands. Support yourself with your hands as you release your legs. Bring them out in front of you, give them a little shake. Good. Excellent. From here, we're gonna move into our boat pose. You're gonna sit up nice and tall, knees bent, soles of the feet on the floor. Your boat pose can be like this, arms up, palms up. Maybe you wanna lift one foot, flexing or pointing. Maybe you want to lift the other. Maybe you even want to straighten those legs. We're going to hover like this for a couple moments. You start shaking. Good, it's a sign of strength. Then we're going to rotate the wrist down wherever you are and just pulse in the air. Good, keep breathing. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Strengthen your arms. 10 seconds left. You can do anything for 10 seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1, hug it in. Woo. And then extend your legs. Roll down, 1 vertebra at a time. Taking your time so you're still activating that core. Oh yeah. Wonderful, hands behind your head. And like a nice reclined, fingers clasped pose. And rest it. Right leg into the air. Left leg into the air, flex your feet. And crunch. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Maybe even slow it down as you come down. Notice how that changes it. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Slow it down. Excellent. Hug in those knees. Open those arms. And just let your knees drop to one side. Trying to keep both shoulder blades connected with the earth. Knees come back up and gently let them drop to the other side. Again, connecting with the earth through both shoulder blades. Excellent. And then just bringing the soles of our feet to the ground. We're going to move up into a variation on bridge. So having your heels as close to your booty as you can, where your fingertips just barely graze the backs of your knees. Shoulder blades down, flat on the floor. Inhale to lower the belly button and lower spine to the floor. Inhale to lift those hips in the air. Maybe we come onto our toes. If this is too much, just place your hands underneath your hips and use your hands to support. And then lowering the heels, keeping that shape of bridge, and then rolling back to the floor. Good, we're gonna do that 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale to flatten the lower spine towards the floor, lifting the hips. Maybe we come to our toes. Maybe we lift 1 foot off the ground. Oh yeah, see how that changes things up. You're like, I wasn't expecting that. Try to find that midline, that center balance, even though one side is supporting you. And then bring it back down, heels lower. And on a sigh, let it come down. We're gonna do the same thing on the other leg so you know what's coming. Deep breath in. Exhale to flatten that lower back towards the floor, lifting our hips. Maybe we come to our toes, ground through the other side, and lift the opposite foot in the air. It doesn't have to be high. Actually, I probably recommend keeping it right in line with your other knee so your alignment isn't like all over the place like mine is. Good, might feel it in that thigh, and lower that leg, lower the heels, deep breath. Sigh, roll back down to the ground. Excellent, opening those arms, dropping those knees to the right. Maybe you want to take your right ankle, drop it on top of your left thigh for a little more sensation, and then gaze out the left side. Flex through your feet. And then unhook if you had that foot on there. Send those hips, those knees up into the sky, and just drop them down to the left side. Maybe that left foot hooks on top of the right thigh, right thigh. And gaze over the right. Maybe eyes start coming to close as your heartbeat slows, but is really strong. Flexing through your feet. Excellent, and unhooking that leg, and eyes can stay closed. You're just gonna hug your knees into your chest. Wherever you can reach them, wherever feels good to hold and hug. Maybe bring a little gentle rock side to side. Good. Let's take an inhale. Pick up your head off the floor and just crunch into the smallest ball that you can make, a little nugget, a little egg of a person. And then exhale, let that energy open and release as you send your arms out to the sides, legs open wide, feet flopping to the sides. Deep breath in. Release. Here we find ourselves into our final resting position, our Shavasana. If you have music on and it's funky, maybe you want to turn the volume down or just remove the earphones. Any last minute itching or fidgets that you want. And then just find a place where you can settle. I imagine dogs or cats, they find their place, they want to lay down and they take like 4 or 5 circles and laps and they check it out and they finally plop down and they're there for like the night. That's us. We're just doing our surveying everything, checking in on how we're doing, how the space is, and then we trust it's all good. And so we surrender to it. Take a deep breath here. Let it go. Notice the quality of your thoughts if you're having active thinking thoughts. Notice if there's many of them coming or not coming at all. And don't try to change anything. Just make a note. Just increasing your awareness. And take that awareness, take that focus and bring it to your body as a whole, not necessarily just one piece, but your whole body. Is there anything jumping out at you? Any sensations or warmth or tingling? Any aches or pains? And just read that information. Don't try to change anything that doesn't need to be changed. Just taking note, becoming aware. And then finally, let even that awareness go. Just relax your concentration. Just don't do it. However you want to drift, just drift. Good, and while you continue to drift and recline, I'm going to just do a short reading, so I'm going to just get myself up. Deep breathing. This quote said it's by Marcus Aurelius. I have no idea. But the quote is, "The nearer a person comes to a calm mind, the closer they are to strength." Again, the nearer a person comes to a calm mind, the nearer they are to strength. Letting calm, letting inaction, letting contemplation, meditation, letting these nurture and build our inner resilience rather than leave us feeling weak. I should have done this. Maybe I could have done that. Letting it nurture us and make us stronger by being calm. And in doing so, we're more in control of the mark we make. We're not just reacting left and reacting right, unconscious mind freaking out about something that happened weeks ago, and current stress from calling someone on the phone and not getting the news you want to. Just calm. Acceptance, not approval, but acceptance being strength. Just take a deep breath and have a final moment of silence together. You are ready to come back to this room. You don't have to be ready. Just if you are, you can follow my voice and we can kind of shake out of our meditative state of mind together by wiggling our toes and our fingers. Just these little movements, these little tiny movements that we're capable of. You don't always have to do big, extraordinary things to be miraculously alive and human. And then reach those arms up overhead into a lovely stretch, legs pressing towards the opposite wall, eyes still closed. Deep breath here. Exhale, just rolling over either side, tucking in those knees, using an arm as a pillow. Resting here. And with as much love and tenderness that you can give your body now, use your arms to press the body gently up like you are fresh and fragile, but so strong. Come into a seated position, hands in prayer position in front of your heart, lifting up from the lower ribs to generate a little bit of alertness in that spine. An alert, not on the lookout, but alert as in stable, as in just ready. Just ready. Begin to rub those palms together. Might be a little clammy, they might be cool. And just start generating some heat, some friction. Don't forget those fingers. Don't just work the palms. Good. Faster, faster, faster. And when you're nice and toasty, press those hands into your chest, sending heat towards your heart, and just a symbolic gesture of loving kindness towards yourself, self-compassion, some may say. Excellent. And then just lower your hands to your knees. We're going to take an inhale to get tall through the spine. And exhale, just bow your chin. No need to dive forward. Eyes can open. Here, I want to say thank you for coming to this class and being a part of this practice. I offer you namaste if that's something you choose to close your practice with. Any donations from today will go to the Louisville Community Bail Fund because the work is just beginning, you know, and you never want to forget where kind of where it all started and go back. So Louisville Community Bail Fund, thank you so much for your time, your energy, your practice. I know those are invaluable to you. So, yay. Well done. I'm sorry I didn't get to see the dog. I saw the dog. He was running around behind the computer like the whole time making noise. All right. Be well, everyone. Take care.